Warwickshire were denied an important LV County Championship victory by bad light in Birmingham, which took the players off, with the home side needing only 66 runs to win from 18 overs against struggling Somerset. The morning session was always going to be a big one, with Somerset starting it on 133 for 2 in their second innings for a lead of just 66. Nick Compton and night watchman George Dockrell safely negotiated the opening 8 overs of the day in adding 16 more. But then Compton, having advanced from his overnight 83 to 91, edged Keith Barker behind to open things up for the home side. And they opened up wide too. Jitan Patel produced a big turner out of the rough to bamboozle James Hildreth, who was bowled around his legs. Barker found just enough movement off the pitch to rip out Craig Keyswetter's off stump before he'd scored. And Dockrell then failed to keep down a bouncer from Ricardo Gordon, for whom that was his maiden championship wicket, one which left Somerset on 170 for 6, effectively 103 for 6. Boosted by that, Gordon then went after Peter Trigo. One ball reared horribly off a length to smash painfully into the batsman's fingers. He then didn't field later on, while another was banged in very short to cause Trigo yet more difficulties, although he got out of the way of the ball expertly. Trigo survived until lunch, but was out on the restart as he somehow turned a ball from Patel to Varun Chopra, one of 3 catchers close in on the leg side for the spinning ball. Now effectively on 126 for 7, Somerset still had much to do to save this game. Piyush Chawla may have bowled poorly on his debut for the county, but he did now produce what turned out to be a vital innings as he stuck it out for 10 overs against the new ball with Alex Barrow. Barrow's contribution should not be underestimated either. Only Compton survived for longer than him in this innings, and as this day developed, using up time for the Somerset batsmen was becoming increasingly important. Not that runs were not crucial as well, and Barrow added 55 of them in only 10 overs with Chawla. Barrow lasted for 2 hours for his 39, but Patel got him with an arm ball which he nicked to Laurie Evans, with the lead now standing at 181. Patel, such a valuable player for his side, grabbed his 5th wicket of the innings in his next over as Chawla was LBW for 26. And Alfonso Thomas then turned Barker to Patel as Somerset were all out for 255, Patel taking 5 for 67 from 36 testing overs. That left Warwickshire 49 overs from which to score 189 runs to record their 3rd win in their last 4 county championship matches, one which would have kept them right in touch with the leading group as they look to defend the title they won last year. Indeed, the extra 16 points here for the win would have put them within 38 points of the leaders Yorkshire, with 4 games of the season to go. They were given just the start they needed by Chopra and Ian Westwood, who looked as if they wanted to get the job done as quickly as possible. The light may have been an issue. It had been fairly gloomy for much of the day, but what wasn't was the bowling, which both openers played well, with a number of boundaries being struck as these two quickly knocked off 101 of the runs in 24 overs. Steve Kirby had bowled well with no success all match until he got one past the bat of Westwood to bowl the left-hander for 49. And 5 balls later he did the same to Atiq Javid, with a total now on 103 for 2. That became 110 for 3 as Evans feathered a pull off Thomas behind before he'd scored. The umpires had already discussed the light before Chopra secured yet another half-century against Somerset. He appeared to be taking his side home for an important win, but you'll notice from these pictures that the lights were taking effect, with the shadows now on the pitch. Marcus Trescothick was not about to call on his spinners again, probably asking Kirby to bowl as quickly as possible, even though the target was brought down to just 66 off the last 18 overs, with the score on 123 for 3. And that's how it was left, with the light taking the players off at 5:30. They were not to return, much to the disappointment of Warwickshire and their supporters, and to the delight of Somerset, who need every point they can get their hands on right now. They'll be happy with the 7 they took from this game, although that now drops them into the bottom 2. Warwickshire claimed 9, but that was not enough for them really after Yorkshire's win in Nottingham.